Mike Trout hits the IL. We found out the news officially right after the game last night from Ron Washington, who said the left knee discomfort, is going to put him on the shelf, but didn't say that it was going to be anything major, and they expect him to be back pretty quickly. But remember, last year, 2 meniscus tears in different parts of that left knee led to 2 surgeries. I watched almost that whole game and then the post-game show yesterday and brushed it off pretty quickly. But, of course, we'll see how he reacts to everything. Trout's presence in the lineup's important. I know some people are like, oh, he was 179, 264 on base. Okay, he was still a little above average with the OPS plus. He was barreling baseballs. Some of the expected stats look good. He had 9 home runs. It's the kind of guy where you're like, keep him on the field, let him run for a while. Yeah. And I mean, he could put up 40, but this is about the same time last year when he went through the knee troubles. So you do start to get a little scary about this, not to mention the Angels are in a bad rut again.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's scary anytime you talk about a knee with him. You saw he's trying to beat out, an infield single there. He's struggling a little bit, hyperextended both knees, but I think he's going to be fine. I think it's more of a scare than anything, and just to put him on the IL for a little bit, I think understandably, 10 days, retroactive, get him going, and, I think he'll be all right. It's one of those things where, again, better safe than sorry here at the end of the day. We don't know how it's going to be.
Got to put him on the IL. Can't get him off his feet because they already have a DH. They can't let him not play in the outfield for 7 to 10 days. So they kind of put him in this spot. Maybe I'm hoping it's not as bad as, that he needs that whole stay on the IL. But you know what? They couldn't give him 2 days off and then give him like 3 straight DHs. He's got to go out there and stand on his feet every single day. And it's just like, maybe we shouldn't have gotten Soler. But, hey, you know what? Soler hit a dinger last night. So I guess, who am I?
Yeah, Soler's playing well and helping them out. I think he's homered in back-to-back games now. I wasn't against the player. But in the offseason, I was just like, you got to leave that spot open. And I know the case was made that they felt as if Trouty was going to take a billion swings if he was just DHing. But I'm like, in this case, if he's dealing with the knee, I don't think he would have done that. This is a smart guy. I mean, you know him. I don't think they said this. This was on the record. They were worried he's going to take 500 swings if he's DHing, in a day. I'm like, come on, he's not 20. He knows what he's doing.
No, and I think he's smarter. And as he's getting older, he understands his body and what he can and cannot do. I don't know his full routine, but I know it's not the same as when it was, 7, 8 years ago when he's just coming up. But he gets it. It's more kind of, let me maintain my body. I got to make sure my joints, my knee, my meniscus, all that stuff is right. Then you could work a little bit upper body and keep staying bigger and stronger. But he's still a strong young man, and he's still going to go out there and produce. It's just, it's one of those things that people think about. Why isn't he the Mike Trout old? Why isn't he coming back and getting after it? He's getting older, man. People understand that. He's getting older, and he's had some injuries. So you kind of got to ease into it before, you start pedaling away. So, again, Angels fans, pump the brakes a little bit. I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, Angels fans don't want to pump the brakes about the team. That's the problem right now, is the team was off to a nice start the first few weeks, and then it's starting to unravel here. I wanted to just focus on that game for a couple minutes because I spent a good time watching it yesterday. I've been pretty high on the Tigers from the offseason up through now. Mize looked good. I know, he gave up 4 runs, but he gave him 7 innings to rest the bullpen a little bit. A solid performance. Kikuchi was pretty good on the other side. Tommy Kahnle, by the way, brilliant pickup, has been dominant. Filthy, sub-1 ERA so far. Angels fans were losing their mind, though. In the 8th inning, they're up 4-2, and the offense had been not great lately. There's a lot of swing and miss in that lineup. Reed Detmers comes in for a second consecutive game after giving up, I think it was 4 runs the night before. Gives up another 4 spot, including a Dingler 3-run home run. Reed Detmers was a starter his whole life. And now he's working on the bullpen side of things. And you're after a clunker, you're giving him a back-to-back high leverage. I'm like, man, I need to know more about why that was the decision there. And I think everyone was looking for that. Ron Washington was asked about it, didn't give much, just thought it was the right spot with some lefties that he didn't get out. And then it all fell apart from there. But man, and Joe Adele had some issues in center field during that inning. It just all fell apart, and it was one of those games where Angels fans were losing their mind. I do want to keep everyone focused also on the fact that the Tigers might be the best team in the American League. So they're going to capitalize on mistakes right now, too. Javi Baez hit another homer. He robbed Solera of a homer and looks pretty good in center field. I know we talked about this team a good amount at the top of yesterday's show, but it's just bad timing. It's if it's not their worst, it's one of their worst losses of the season. And then right after the game, it was casual. They're like, "How's Trout?" And he's like, "Yeah, IL."
Yeah, I gotta go, but IL.
yeah. You know how it is when the managers are like, "Yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this IL."
IL,
like,
what else? Yeah, it stinks. Yeah. It stinks. And as a manager, you want to go with your gut and, make certain decisions and see how a professional pitcher is going to do in back-to-back games and see, if it's pressure, how he's feeling. I know it's a new guy. He knows how to pitch. You're a major league pitcher, so you should be able to figure it out. I'm not saying you're going to do well, but you should be able to find the zone and throw strikes and not give up that many runs. But it's easier said than done. But again, as a manager, you stick to it, what you feel, and you talk to your coaching staff. And can this guy go again? Yeah, sure. Okay, let's talk to him. Boom. And they put him in. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I didn't like it, Kratz. And I mean, you got to keep evaluating what you're doing from a pitching perspective when, someone like Griffin Canning's there for a while, and now he looks like a freaking stud. He looks like a number 2 starter on the Mets right now.
Yeah, well, you clearly blew that one. There's a few that they've blown, but let's go back to the Angels travel day that the organization decided to have. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost 6 straight. The Angels have. Like you kind of put your team in this situation. It didn't say they caused the bone bruise in his knee that Trout has. But Zach Kozar came out and said it. That causes injuries. It makes it difficult. That is tough to come back from. Like, dudes just don't rebound. We had a tough day. We had a tough 2 days. Like, I'm fine. Like, it kind of compounds. And you have to have all your ducks in a row as a team so that the players can be in the best position to win. And I don't think that set them up very well. And obviously they're 2-8 in their last 10.
Yeah. This team has to win at the margins. They did some nice things in the offseason. I really like the Kenley Jansen pickup, but you're right. I mean, we harped on this. Sometimes we do too much on a certain story. I don't think we did on this one. You're right. They haven't won a game since. It's been a week.
Kratz, let's talk about the number 1 recommended dermatologist hair growth supplement brand. And it's a brand that you are just starting your journey with.
I'm using. What about 1.5, 2 months into my journey? It's a 6-month journey. See what I can get. See a little thicker, fuller everywhere, filling it out. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'm very excited to see the Nutrafol results with Kratz. And don't show us your hat yet, okay? You got to stay tuned through this journey. And if you want to join Kratz for this journey, you can start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering FT listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FOUL. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code FOUL. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code FOUL.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.